if you want to win one express supply pass or one nameless honor, which is currently not available here because we are shortly before patch 1.3, so I'm recording this just 1 or 2 days before the patch goes live. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. As I'm hitting 1,000 subscribers, I will give away one of each of those items, which is one express supply pass and the nameless honor. And yeah, as I'm hitting that check mark, I will give away those items either live on stream on twitch.tv/RayGarjaGaming or on the YouTube giveaway. Further announcements will happen as I do hit that check mark. And yeah, also with that opportunity, I want to point you guys to my YouTube short section. As you already can see here, less than 50 subscribers are needed to reach that 1,000 subscriber check mark. I also do post YouTube shorts pretty much every day. I'll try to push this, so if you want to enjoy more content, YouTube short is the way. There's a video every day. I will also try to keep on weekly updates on the normal YouTube video section. All right, with that out of the way, let's get into the topic of today's video. So in today's video, I will probably talk about the pace of the game, the evolution of the game so far, what I think about this game. Yeah, while I'm doing this, I think I could continue doing my farming route and just do it like kind of a podcast or something. Sorry. So this game is basically now 4 months old. I'm recording this on the 28th of August, and this game released on the 26th of April. So it's pretty much exactly 4 months and 2 days. I record this, as I already mentioned, 2 days before the new patch goes live. And now that this game is 4 months old, what do I think about it? I kind of want to compare it to Genshin Impact as a OG Genshin Impact player. So it is also from a standpoint that of Genshin Impact playing this game for almost 3 years. I just dropped a video where I talked about maybe leaving Genshin Impact, and I don't plan this for Honkai Star Rail right now. I really enjoy the game right now, and that's why I also wanted to make a video for this game. And yeah, what happened so far in this game? So we pretty much have 3 patches right now. We have the first patch, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 is coming. So we're right now in 1.2. 6 characters are currently released in the game. 6 5-star new characters. And a lot of content released in the game. So things that I think compared to Genshin Impact that are really good is that they are very fast with content. I think like during the first patches in Genshin, it was really slowly. So like, if you start the game for the first day, you have a lot to do in both games, and then you reach that limit, and after that limit, there's like pretty much not much to do in both games. So this is like kind of similar, but in Honkai Star Rail, I felt like that the pace of the content was way faster. There was with the first patch there was no new map, but they did put out a lot of new events, and this time with this patch, they did put out new events, new maps, and new endgame content, even on the second patch. So pretty much the initial patch doesn't count, because during the initial patch there is usually enough content because the game is new, you have to play the story, and during the story you already are covered with enough content. Also, you have the 2 first characters, which being Sealy, which also was one of the best characters in the game. But if I think back to Genshin, when it initially released, Venti was the first character. If you guys do not know about Venti, it doesn't really matter. But he was also the most broken character in the game, which was for Sealy. But like right now, I start noticing that Sealy is less popular, less relevant. You don't really need her. After the first patch, I thought you really need Sealy to beat the end game content. But right now, I think you could do it without Sealy. Or we are really working towards that you don't need Sealy to clear the end game content, because you will do it, or you will possibly do it with the new characters, which I do really like about this game. Also, Genshin Impact never released any end game content till this day, and we're in year 3. There's no new end game content. So basically, The only real new thing that is permanently available that Genshin released is new maps. Yeah, that's probably it. So they always put out some events with mini games, which they do regularly on every patch, and they did put out new maps where you can explore. But what my problem is, I don't really enjoy exploring the map because the exploration is really good. You have a lot to explore in Genshin Impact. There are a lot of puzzles and stuff like that. But what you have to do is, if you're already in endgame like me, I was level 60. I'm level 60 for over a year now right now. And I don't really get the point into getting those chests for 5 Primo Gems. I wasn't free to play in Genshin, of course, so I did bought the Welkin Moon and the Battle Pass. But I don't really saw a point in exploring because, yeah, I enjoy it, but I only enjoy it if it gives me progress. And I didn't feel any progress by exploring because I was already max level, so I didn't even get experience for exploring that. I was stacked on items, so I also didn't feel the value of getting those items. And the point at the end was, for what do I explore? Because there's no endgame content, I cannot get stronger because I already did beat the endgame content, which is Spiral Abyss. So if you guys do not know, Spiral Abyss is equal to the Memory of Chaos, which has a weekly reset of 2 weeks, and then you can clear it over and over again with your characters. And right now we have the Memory of Chaos for Honkai Star Rail, which also has the reset every 2 weeks, which is also the part of the endgame content. But what I like compared to Genshin is they did brought new Forgotten Hall stages. Genshin Impact never brought new Spiral Abyss stages. They just reworked them every patch here and then. You always played the same Spiral Abyss, floor 9 till 12, and they just sometimes changed the enemies on that, which was kind of cool at the beginning. But now I still feel very bored of it. And Honkai Star Rail I do enjoy. They keep that Memory of Chaos and they add a Forgotten Hall, even on the second patch after the release, which was this patch 1.2. They did brought new Forgotten Hall stages, which I do really like, that are permanently available. And not only that, they also did brought a new simulated universe stage, which was harder than the other ones that already existed, which is also part of new endgame content, where you can form your relics, basically. So that was the thing that I did really enjoy. And now, with the announcement of patch 1.3 that we had 2 weeks ago, or I think it was last week, they already announced a rework of the simulated universe, which is also amazing. We have, again, new endgame content. Now we have the new maps that are already available right now. So yeah, of course we cannot compare it because Genshin is open world. It is way harder to implement the maps for Genshin Impact. So most of the time it only happens once a year, and then they start to roll out the map slowly. They started doing that for Inazuma. They didn't roll out the whole map when Inazuma released. They just started to release parts of Inazuma every patch here and then, which was a good idea. But as I already said, I didn't got the point on exploring the map. So I just unlocked all teleporters, like checkpoints where you could get to every point of the map, so that I could reach every point of the map if I want to farm something specifically, but I didn't explore. And for Honkai Star Rail, it is like very easy. Yeah, like if you just look, you only have to find 11 chests. One map in Genshin has a lot more than 11 chests, and also they are locked behind puzzles or quests. In Honkai Star Rail, it's very easy, which I do really enjoy. You just get the chest, you just do the puzzles, which is a fair amount on one map. You just do it. It is doable in less than 1 day, maybe a maximum of 2 days if you do need it, if you don't want to play the whole day. It is possible, and after this you just can continue doing your stuff. Of course, Honkai Star Rail doesn't have that much content right now, because after you clear the content, there's nothing much to do. So I just do my dailies. I just replant my Trailblaze power, and here and then I do my Memory of Chaos, and probably that's it. What I add to my daily routine is doing the farming route every day if I can, which is most of the time. I try to do it, but I don't have to push it. So But I try to push it. But it's nothing that you have to necessarily do. I do it mainly because I'm free to play. I also do enjoy being free to play in this game, but I will talk about this later again. But yeah, Honkai Star Rail has very good updates. Like, also quality of life updates are very good. Of course, they did take one patch to include the chat function. I also would still wish that there is more interaction between players. Maybe there could be like a co-op event or something like this, which I would really enjoy. It doesn't have to necessarily be PvP, like most of the players maybe would assume. It also could be any other kind of content where like at least 2 players are involved, which I already said, like maybe a raid boss. And yeah, at a certain time of the day, you can beat that boss with a random group of people, and then you do damage, and after a certain amount of time, maybe it breaks up, and then you can do another try on the next day or in a couple of hours, and then you can get some cool rewards from it. That would be like a very nice addition that I'd like to see. Maybe they will do it, maybe not. At least to have more interactions between players, because most of the time this is a single player game, which Genshin Impact also is. But in Genshin Impact, you have the open world map and everyone can join, and then you can do stuff together and hang around, which I also do think is really cool. Also, I'm a bit more biased to turn-based games, which is another reason why I do really enjoy Honkai Star Rail. But besides that, what are things that I do think are very amazing on Honkai Star Rail? On the one hand, it's the character design. I think the character designs here are even better than in Genshin Impact, even though I like the characters in Genshin Impact very much. But I think like so far, there was no character at all that came out that I did dislike. So let's start with the Sealy. I didn't dislike. I just wanted to play this game free to play. That's why I have to decide for certain characters. I did like Jingwon. I did like Silverwolf, Locha, Blade, and Kafka. The most recent characters were the most amazing one for me. So as you can see, I did summon for Kafka. This was the one that convinced me the most. I think the majority of players did summon for Kafka. And yeah, I tried to play this game free to play, not because of the fact that I don't want to spend money. I want to start it as an experiment. Usually I always play gacha games, and if I play it for longer than 2 weeks, I start to cash into those games because I think it is a long-term investment. But for Honkai Star Rail, even before the release, I said, I want to start to play a game completely free-to-play, and this is the experiment. I enjoy playing the game very free-to-play friendly, but sometimes I think I want to be a little more reckless with my resources, but in the end, it's fine. I still enjoy being free-to-play, and I didn't regret it, and I also will keep doing that, but now I have to think a lot more on whether I want to summon for a character or not. For example, now for Kafka, I summoned for her. I did win the 50-50, but I lost on her light cone banner, and then I went a full another rotation because the next one was guaranteed. My stream convinced me, so and then I got the light cone, but I ended up with 0 Stellar Jades, and I'm free to play, so I only can get those Jades right now. And being free to play, I noticed preparing content is a lot harder because I cannot cover every character. I even cannot cover every second, third, or fourth character. I maybe only can cover every 4th or 5th character, maybe even every 5th or 6th character, because I have to make sure that if I lose the 50-50, I have enough to get the character. That's something that I kind of enjoy because I have to plan, but I also think that sometimes I also think it's a bit annoying. But yeah, that's a destiny that I did choose. You don't have to be like that. If you want to spend on this game, do it. This game is great. It is doing really great. It has really good updates, like in every categories. In quality of life, we have very good end game additions, and I feel like that they work very regularly on it. We have amazing characters, which I do really like. Is we always can see 4 characters ahead, and like you can see 2 patches ahead on characters, and that's 4 event characters. Sometimes it's 5, sometimes it's 6, because there are some 4-star characters added every patch, and endgame content is hard enough. And it also rotates. We have the Memory of Chaos, and new endgame content is added. They even now on the second and third patch, they start to bring even more quality of life changes, like increasing the Trailblaze power, adding in the reserved resin, giving out more self-modeling resin. I feel like that this is very good. They also noticed that farming in this game is very hard, so they started to bring out double drop events very early, and they keep doing this every patch, which I also do really like. Yeah, so I think there's not really much to complain about this game, even besides that it is too less content actually. So if I'm honest, subjectively it is too less content. Objectively, it is, for me, it is enough content, because the content that they bring out is very good. It has high quality, at least personally for me. But because I like the game so much, I want to play it more, and there's not really much to do after I do the farming route, which I don't even have to do because it doesn't really progress me that much. So I'd like to have more content that could progress me. But yeah, as I said, as of right now, I cannot really complain about this game. I think this is on a very good way right now, and the evolution of this game so far, I also do think is really good, and that's why I heavily believe that I could play this game for a very long time, as long as there are not any new games coming. But this is the nature of the channel. That's why I didn't name my channel Dre Honkai Star Rail or something. I named it Dre Gacha Gaming, and the nature will be that as if there are new gacha games that I do enjoy more than the ones that I currently do on the channel, I will swap the content, and yeah, I will build the community up till then. So yeah, I think that's enough talk for this. I hope you guys did enjoy this little podcast thingy on Honkai Star Rail. Let me maybe know if you want to see more of this in the future. And yeah, if you want to see more Honkai Star Rail content and support me, definitely subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.